This was kind of the idea with our podcast in general, was just this idea of, okay, how do we make this more relatable to people out there? Because as much as we like to feel like, okay, we have this wealth of knowledge and this experience, what we're doing is not rocket science. It's simple ideas applied with diligence, with a little bit of guidance. It just takes a bit to get started. And we've spent a lot of time talking about how Neal got started, how I got started. How did you sort of get started?
Okay, well, I do believe the reason why people don't do it is because a confused mind does not act. Mm-hmm. And people need to help get started. Now, how I got started was I had to do all this on my own with my husband. I was one of those people. I distinctly remember looking out the window, thinking I knew I wanted to invest in real estate. We knew we wanted to do something different because the traditional way of investing was not working for us. And we made a huge decision as a young married couple almost 20 years ago that I would be a stay-at-home mom. And so that was our number one decision. And then we made another decision, which was to move from Australia to Canada, where I'm from. And so we did it with one baby in tow. And then I'm out to here expecting number two. My husband's making great money working, but we really felt that financial pinch as homeowners in an expensive market and really realized it takes two salaries to just get by. But I really wanted to be there for my family and wanted to have that freedom in my life. So I wasn't the financial plan.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it was really a difficult thing to do, but it really made me take finances because I don't have a business background, finance background or anything. And I had to learn it all on our own. So rewind way back then, we were doing like wealthy barber strategy, trying to save 10%. Of our money, investing in RESPs, RSPs, all these sort of things. Mm-hmm. And I really realized this was not working. We were not getting any closer to our financial goals. And the only solution was for my husband, who was making over six figures, to continue doing that and for me to join him on that. And I did forfeit a career where I would have been making that.
And
I was very cognizant of that.
Was he working in real estate or... Another,
no, not at all.
What would you? Was there?
Neither of us had any real estate, any business, any background. We were totally entirely. So all we knew was I wanted to be home and have that freedom. So at least one parent is there for children, mm-hmm. and we wanted to be able to afford it. And we didn't want to settle, like compromise. Like I didn't want to be put in the box. That I was pretty much put in.
Was there a key moment that you decided it was going to be real estate? Because I know Neal had his Forbes list of wealthiest people and realized they all did real estate. Yep. For me personally, it was just advice that a mentor of mine mentioned of how even people who own their own company or are in these top 1% of their profession or whatever, they all have real estate. What was it for you that made you realize that the RESPs and all these other maybe more traditional saving methods weren't going to get you to where you wanted to be? Was there one little tipping point for you?
Absolutely. We had a very big light bulb moment. 2008. All of our hard-earned savings were gone. Our projected retirement returns were $40,000.
Yeah. Neal was in junior high at the time.
So diligently setting money aside. I had enough money to send maybe one kid to school. And we knew we had to do something different at that moment. Everything we just knew how volatile stocks are, how traditional planning does not work. And it's keeping society down. Like, it's just ridiculous. Now, what was this talk about minimum wage being, we're in a housing crisis because no one can afford housing. So let's up the minimum wage to $15 an hour.
Yeah, as if that's
how does that make sense? How does that help anyone? We need a mind shift change. And that's what I got from reading Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
I experienced a total 180 mind shift change about finances, about real estate, about investments, and from assets, liabilities, all that stuff. That's what changed my life. I realized that everything that I was learning the traditional way is not good. And we had to turn things around and do things differently. That savers are losers. You don't get rich saving.
And
if you're not in charge of your own finances and you don't understand how it works, you're forever going to be a slave for money. We need to get our money working for us rather than us working for our money. I wanted to stop. I used to think trading time for money was a good thing.
Yeah.
I think we were chit-chatting earlier and you were asking, so what did you do today? And I was saying, I was playing tennis and doing this and that. And to me, when I'm on the court and I'm on there every day, I'm making money.
Yeah.
If you set up your
100%.
investments properly.
Yeah.
So what was your, was it in 2008 that you made your first investment then, or did you grab a piece of real estate, or was it within a year or two within that?
Yeah. So right after that, we started teaching ourselves about real estate. So once again, there was no community, no assistance.
Yeah.
We had this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, which does not teach you how to invest in real estate,
No.
by the way.
No.
It's more of a concept and tactics and a mindset thing.
It's also of a different time to some degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we ended up buying, we thought we identified a great place to buy real estate. And we ended up buying 4 homes in pretty much back to back. And they were different homes, for different reasons. Our first one was a vacation rental near a place where I used to go skiing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it was a very comfortable spot for us. And, you know, we felt like, we could use it sometimes, and then we can rent it out. And
a lot of people a lot of people do that even in our market here, because it's like, okay, I want to sort of be a landlord. I also want this other thing, and I can offset the cost of my second property with rental. And it's always easy to kind of turn the rental off because you're just doing it as a short-term situation. So you feel it's lower commitment. So that is
more in control.
Yeah. A lot of people that's a good entry point. What was the other?
It was a very novice entry point.
Right.
And it was a very novice way of thinking, and it didn't make us any money. So we still weren't thinking the same way.
Yeah.
So that was our first thing. And then the other properties we were buying was in a town in Northern Ontario, 9 hours from Toronto.
Jeez.
And my mother was actually born there, so there was some sense of familiarity. But I was buying $40,000 homes and renting them out for $1,000 a month.
Okay, I was going to ask, how did you put together enough cash to buy 4? Because I think that's a question a lot of people would ask: is how did you get 4 down payments in one go?
Yeah.
I refinanced my primary residence.
Yeah, we've talked about
had
that
a lot more money than that.
Yeah.
Because these were like $8,000 properties. Well, the one and not $8,000 properties for $8,000 down payments, but the ski rental was obviously way more expensive. That was like an hour from Toronto. But we did refinance. That was the one thing that our financial planner actually ever did for us really great. As wonderful as he is great, I guess. Sort of. But anyways, I hope he's not listening to this. Great. But actually it ended up, put it this way, 5 years later, we work for him now.
Right.
We are doing his investments now.
Right. Yeah.
So like he was looking at us, he goes, "What happened to you? I remember you two didn't know what life insurance was."
Yeah.
And we now let us have a look at your portfolio. We'll tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And that's how that's actually a true story. Yeah. We were counseling him in the end.
Yep.
When I was broke, I had rich habits.